AI is taking over. Data centers are going to automate. The robots are coming for tech jobs. Some even say that they're already late getting into this field. That's the story that you've been sold by the news, by the think pieces, by people who have never set foot in enterprise cloud infrastructure. And look, I don't blame you for believing it. The headlines are loud. The fear is real. When you see AI replacing workers trending every week, it's hard not to internalize that and assume what's going to happen next. Nobody making those videos, writing those articles, or posting those takes has ever worked or set foot in enterprise cloud infrastructure. They're analyzing this from the outside with trends, economy models, and their personal opinions. I'm actually living it from the inside. So forget the headlines. Today I'll show you exactly what's happening from the inside and whether your job is actually at risk. I'm Spencer. I work in enterprise cloud infrastructure, and this is TechMotive Supreme. So let's start with what's true. AI is changing what happens inside of data centers. The monitoring systems that we use today are smarter than they were 5 years ago. Predictive maintenance tools can flag a failing drive before it actually fails. Thermal management systems can adjust cooling loads automatically. The 24/7 screen watching software handles all of that now. If your only job was staring at a dashboard and waiting for something to break, well then those specific tasks and roles are getting phased out by automation and AI. I'm just not going to sugarcoat that. But let's be real. How many of you actually work a job like that? Not many, right? Most of the work that's done in this industry isn't someone just babysitting a screen and waiting for an alert. It's about troubleshooting problems that nobody has seen before. It's figuring out why a rack is running hot when every sensor says that it should be fine. It's deciding whether a recurring alert is actually a real problem or just noise. That's not something that software decides. That's a person with experience making a call. And here's the thing that people miss. The automation that was going to replace the repetitive watch the screen work, it already happened years ago. This isn't some future threat. It's old news. It's like worrying that pilots are about to lose their jobs to autopilot. That transition already happened decades ago. Planes have flown themselves for most flights since the 80s, and pilots didn't go anywhere. The job just changed. But here is where the story changes. Every AI model you use, Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, all run inside of data centers, on physical servers cooled by real-life cooling systems and maintained by people. AI isn't replacing data centers. AI is the very reason that data centers have grown faster than at any point in human history. The data center industry has grown 60% in less than a decade, and it's still not enough. Most data center operators out there will tell you the same exact thing, that they can't hire fast enough to keep up with the current demand. If AI was actually replacing these workers, then the numbers would be moving in the opposite direction. And it gets a little bit more specific than that. The AI infrastructure build-out is creating entirely new job categories that didn't even exist 5 years ago. Liquid cooling technicians, because the NVIDIA GPU racks generate so much heat that air cooling is physically impossible at that scale. Someone has to install, maintain, and troubleshoot all of those liquid systems. Power infrastructure engineers, because AI data centers are consuming so much electricity that they rival entire countries now. Someone has to design and manage that load. AI hardware specialists who understand the differences between training workloads and inference workloads, and how to configure infrastructure around them. These are entirely new jobs that didn't exist before, but were created because of AI. Let's discuss the limitations of AI. You cannot automate a physical hands-on data center environment with just software. When a server goes out at 2 a.m., somebody has to physically walk into that code aisle, pull that server out, diagnose the problem, and get it back online. When a fiber run needs rerouting because of a rack expansion, somebody has to physically rerun that cable. When a liquid cooling loop develops a leak, somebody has to physically fix that before millions of dollars of hardware get destroyed. That someone is a person, a trained, skilled, certified individual. You are not sending a robot to fix that. Not in 2026, not in 2027. Robots can vacuum your floor, but what they can't do is physically diagnose and fix a failing server. The physical infrastructure of AI requires human hands, and that's not changing anytime soon. Now here's where I'll give you the honest nuance because the job is evolving. If you want to get into this field and stay in it, you can't be someone who just runs tickets and waits to be told what to do. The people who are going to thrive are the ones who understand the systems. The person who can understand exactly why a thermal alert is firing and not that it just is. AI is raising the floor. Basic, repetitive tasks are getting automated, which means that the baseline expectation for a skilled data center technician is going up. That's not a threat to you, but it's an opportunity if you're willing to learn. The certifications that matter right now, CompTIA Server Plus, CompTIA Network Plus, and sometimes CompTIA A Plus, the engineers who can understand the physical infrastructure as well as the software layer that's managing it, those people are going to be extremely valuable for the next decade. So, will AI replace data center jobs? Here's my honest answer. AI will replace specific tasks within data center jobs. The repetitive monitoring, basic alerting, some of the pattern and recognition work, that's already happening right now and it's going to keep happening. But AI will specifically not replace data center careers because AI is the single biggest driver of data center demand in the history of the industry. Every model being trained, every inference being run, every AI model you use daily, it all lives somewhere physical. It all requires power, cooling, hardware, and people. The thing that everyone is afraid is going to take their job is the very same thing that is creating more jobs and demand than ever before. Thousands of open positions and counting. If you're thinking about actually getting into this field, I have a video talking about just that. I'll link it down below. And if you want to stay connected as I keep dropping insights into enterprise infrastructure, then make sure that you comment, subscribe, and like the video. New videos drop every Tuesday. I'm Spencer. This is TechMotive Supreme. I'll see you next week.